What's up, guys? It's Cameron here, aka I'm the Crazy One. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the videos I've been putting out. I've put out a good amount of videos today. I put out one, two, three, four, five. And also uploading another cover right now and then recording this. So that'll be seven fucking videos that I have put out and made for you guys today. So I hope you guys appreciate the fucking dedication that I've been trying to put into my channel right now. I also I'm one subscriber away from 250 subscribers right now, currently. So, everyone and anyone who has been coming and subscribing to my channel recently, I fucking appreciate you so damn much. So, earlier today, I made a topic-based video talking about drugs that I've done, what I think about drugs, how I've seen drugs destroy people in my life, why I use drugs, etc. And I never really explained much why I started using drugs when I'm younger, so I'm going to say it right now and then get on to the topic of the video. The reason that I started smoking weed, drinking, and everything and stuff like that was because of my anxiety and depression. I never, smoked a cigarette. Like, I remember the only time before I started actually smoking cigarettes, my mom would roll cigarettes when I was younger, and she would just roll a bunch of cigarettes and keep them in like a thing. And I remember one time I went out there and I took one of her rolled cigarettes and I smoked it, like not all of it, but I took a couple puffs and then I put it down and I flushed it down the toilet, but I didn't inhale. So I didn't really understand. I was like, why the fuck do people, smoking cigarettes, what'd they get out of this? But I didn't know how to inhale or what to do and stuff. I remember even the first couple times when I started smoking cigarettes, when I got into it, I wasn't inhaling. I remember my buddy Ben gave me a cigarette and I was taking a couple puffs off of it. He's like, dude, I'm never going to give you a cigarette again if you're not inhaling it. Like, you're pretty much just wasting it. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, you got to inhale. I'm like, I don't know what you mean. I think I am inhaling. No, you're not. You gotta when you're taking a hit, you gotta breathe in, and then breathe out. And then I did that. And I fucking coughed my ass off and got the craziest nicotine buzz. But even though I kind of felt like shit for a minute or so, then I started feeling pretty good. And then I understood why people smoke cigarettes and weed and everything and shit. So, but yeah, so this topic's talking about alcohol. I felt like I couldn't make a video talking about drugs and then not talk about alcohol. So it's going to be kind of the same layout that I did for my last video. I'm going to talk about when I started drinking, why I started drinking, and what I think about alcohol. So kind of the same way me starting smoking cigarettes and weed and everything and stuff like that. I started drinking but when I was 16. The only time I'd ever, maybe have a drink before then, I would never get drunk though, is my dad might go out and get some wine coolers and stuff because he really didn't drink much or anything and stuff like that when I was young, because he just didn't want to be that type of father when I'm a kid and be seeing him, drunk or anything and stuff like that, which I respect him for that and stuff. And so yeah, he would give me maybe a wine cooler here or there. If he had one, I would take a sip because even when before I started drinking and stuff, I really liked wine coolers a lot because they're really really low alcohol content. They're 3% alcohol, at least the one the Seagrams that my dad got and stuff. So they pretty much just tasted like you were drinking a soda or something like that. And I'm a soda drinker. I love soda and stuff. So I really liked them and stuff. So, but the first time that I ended up ever got drunk, actually drunk, was when I was 16 and stuff. My dad was out of town for the weekend, and he told me, he's like, hey, I'll be out of town. If you don't want to be bored, you can go hang out with your friends and stuff still, or you can even have a friend or two or whatever and stuff stay over. Just don't burn down the place. I don't want to come back there to my place ruined, nobody go into my bedroom and everything. He's just like, do whatever. So that was my fucking, that was my time to finally, get drunk with my friends and everything and shit like that. So, I just got a paycheck that Friday, which it worked out perfectly. So, Dude, the way that it worked out for that was like super perfect. You know, I just got paid and everything, so me and my buddies and stuff like that, right after school, drove over to my old friend Caitlin's place and stuff, and because she was like the one that was 18 when we were like 16 and 17 and everything and shit. So we went over there. Pretty much every single one of us, or any one of us that had some money, like I had some money, my buddy Timmy did. I think my buddy Matt did too and stuff. So all of us, you know, got a pack of cigarettes and everything and stuff like that. So most of us could at least have our own pack of cigarettes, and we weren't trying to steal each other's cigarettes when we were drunk, which sadly kind of ended up happening and stuff like that anyway. But it is what it is. So we got that, and then that same day, like I wasn't even planning on getting drunk. I just wanted some of my friends to stay over. And then my buddy Matt in the morning came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Dallas, his mom ended up getting him a bottle of fucking brandy, but he doesn't really like brandy or anything, stuff like that. So he said that he would sell it to me or something like that. I told them I don't know if I'll buy it, but Cam might or something like that. And he said he'll sell it to you for cheap. Like it was like a 1.75 liter of brandy, and I think he only sold it for me for like $10 or $15, which was like a pretty good steal for a big ass bottle of brandy like that. So yeah, we went out, and I think we all ran across the street to Walmart and stuff because I lived right across the street from Walmart. So we went out across the street to Walmart and got a couple of 2 liters, to mix with the brandy with, and we all just got extremely fucked up. Like I had like 5 people there. It was me, Matt, Timmy, my old buddy Tan, Ben. I think that was it. We all just got together and just got fucking pissed drunk together. And it was a pretty good time. The only thing that really annoyed me is Ben. He came over, he still hung out with us, and he wasn't drinking originally with us. He was just playing video games in my room because he's like, I'm not feeling good, man. He's like, I don't think I want to be drinking if I don't feel good. He's like, maybe in a couple hours or something like that, I'll have you bring the bottle in here and I'll, drink a little bit. So at one point I go in there, I was like, you still not gonna drink? He's like, not right now, but he's like, just bring the bottle in here and I'll drink whenever. I go back in there like 20 minutes later and he's fucking demolished. There was like maybe about half the bottle left or something, and almost the whole entire bottle was gone. By the time I went back in there like 20 minutes, half an hour later, and he was fucked. I remember every time he tried to go out for a cigarette to try to smoke, he would smoke for like a minute or two and then just like pass the fuck out in my lawn. And we're fucking all like 15, 16-year-old kids. I don't want my like neighbors and stuff like that fucking seeing that we're drunk and call the cops, so we get in trouble. While my dad was gone and everything. So luckily nobody fucking called the cops. So every time that happened, I fucking went inside and grabbed everyone. I was like, Ben's fucking passed out. I tried getting him up myself, but we gotta fucking drag him back inside. Luckily, when this shit was happening, it was like like midnight, 1 in the morning. But I told everyone, I was like, we can drink, have fun, and if we're inside, be relatively loud and stuff. But I'm like, we can't fucking be blasting music at like 12, 1 in the morning. If you guys go out for a cigarette, or if you guys want to go out and jump on the trampoline, because I had a trampoline at my father's and shit, it's like, if you guys want to go have fun, you talk like you're using inside voices. If I'm inside, playing video games with someone, or you guys are all inside and I hear any of you fucking yelling or being loud at 12 in the morning, I don't fucking care. I have the money. I told them, I was like, I'll fucking either call you guys' parents and let them know that you guys fucking came over here and we're all getting drunk and just end this fucking party and have everyone taken home. And I don't care if they get mad at me too, or I'll fucking call. That was before Uber was a thing and stuff. I was like, I'll call you guys a fucking cab, and whoever's being loud, I'll fucking have a cab take you guys home. So luckily everyone was quiet and shit, but oh my god, Ben fucking constantly trying to go out for a cigarette because we couldn't smoke cigarettes in my dad's house because he's not a cigarette smoker or anything and shit. Like, god, that was a fucking pain in the ass. But sadly, yeah, I started drinking at a pretty young age, at like 16 and everything, and kind of by the time I turned 21, my stomach was already kind of fucked up. I remember like I went out for my 21st birthday and drank a good amount, and I was feeling good and stuff like that. And then by the time that we went back to my old apartment, I already moved out at that point, but my old roommate Tyler was still living there, and we ended up going there, and I maybe had like one or two more drinks or something there. And I ended up fucking going to the bathroom, puking my brains out. And my dad's like, I think it's about time we go home now that you're fucking puking and shit. Told him, I was like, I'm all good. I'm all good. I just told him, I was like, my stomach started hurting. I kind of had to let it out and shit, which happens sometimes. There used to be times when I was younger, when I used to party with my buddy Arson and everyone at his apartment. There'd be times I'd have a couple drinks and my stomach would start hurting instead of just, continuing to just keep, drinking until I puke. I would, even if I didn't feel like I was going to puke. Like if I started getting a little stomach ache, sometimes I'd force myself to puke and get it out so I could continue to keep drinking throughout the night, which is kind of a fucking terrible thing to do, but I know a lot of people do it. But yeah, no, by the time I was like 18 and everything and stuff like that, or 19, dude, that's like probably about around the time I drank the most. Like all me and my buddies and stuff, in the group with the Arson and Tyler and all of us and shit. Arson every single weekend, like Friday or Saturday night in his tiny ass apartment, we would just invite anyone we could think of, like Tyler, like our old buddy Stefan, Bryce, my old buddy Tan, just anyone that was in our friend group that we thought would want to come over and fucking party with us. We'd get all these people over there, and I don't know how we never had the cops on us, how loud we were. Dude, we used to stay up sometimes until 2 in the morning in this little, apartment building that he lived in, fucking blasting music and like yelling at the top of our lungs and everything. And nobody called the cops on us. The people that lived in his apartment building were fucking some cool people. Because if I lived, if there was people on my level that were and stuff that were partying, being that loud at 2 in the morning and stuff, I would make sure they got fucking kicked out. If they're living, there was people like that in my building. So people there not saying a thing. And Arson, like I think the only time he lived there got one noise complaint, and that was from a person that moved into his level and only lived there for a couple months and moved out. So, but yeah, oh my gosh, dude, there's so many times, especially how first skinny I was and everything and stuff, that me and Arson and shit should have gotten fucking alcohol poisoned, and like no fucking joke. Like I remember at his old apartment he had a whiteboard, so he originally used it for like making lists, when he went to the store to make sure he didn't forget stuff they needed to buy for his apartment and shit like that. And then it just became used for fucking drawing dicks and fucking boobies and everything and shit on there and just being fucked up and stuff. But we used it a lot anytime we were drinking. We'd write down everyone's name that was at the party that would be drinking, and every time that someone took a shot, just like a straight shot, we would mark it on the board. And I remember one night, me and Arson got close to, this is just singular shots, not even counting like wine coolers, beers, Red's Apple Ales, mixed drinks, whatever we were drinking. Me and Arson both got close to taking about 35 shots, and that's just shots on its own. So along with all the other drinks we were drinking, at least we probably had like 50 shots or something like that in us or more. And somehow, yeah, we were fucked up and being loud and annoying, but we would still be able to walk down Arson's crazy stairs in his apartment building to go smoke cigarettes and everything and not fucking tumble down those stairs and break our fucking necks. I don't know how the fuck we did it, but now I like I said, in my drugs video, I barely drink. I'm 25 years old now, about to be 26 in February, and like I said, I do got a bottle of coconut rum in my fridge, but I haven't even touched that thing in about 2 weeks or something like that now. And even the last time I drank, I had like 3 drinks. I barely even got a buzz or anything like that. I just drank like a couple drinks at 11:30 around the time I was going to sleep to kind of just help chill me out and stuff, and just passed out after that. I didn't pass out because I got drunk or anything. I just had a couple drinks, was tired, and fell asleep. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like alcohol is another thing and stuff like that. It's like certain drugs, like dude, there's been people that I hung out around that I found out that were like coke heads or meth heads and stuff like that, and I had no idea until all these years later when other people told me that these people were doing this shit behind like people's backs. because they still acted like the same person they always were. They weren't acting like super sketchy or like these people weren't trying to like steal from me or disrespecting me or anything. They were super cool. And then there's fucking, people and stuff like that, like old, like friends of mine and stuff like that, that I went to like high school with or didn't go to school with or anything that I've had to cut off because what they're just like, they were either drinking too much or even if they weren't drinking a lot, just anytime that they drank, it would bring out the worst in them. And sadly, that is how my oldest brother is. I love my oldest brother. You know, it's my blood, it's my family. I love him to death, but he's one of those people that should never drink in his life because anytime he drinks, he's just turns into like the devil pretty much. And that's just how some people are when they drink. I'm glad that I'm not that way. Whenever I drink, I just kind of just chill out a little bit. I just get a little more lovey, and I just kind of just try to enjoy myself. That's pretty much it and stuff. And it's pretty much kind of just all I do now is if I drink, I just sit back. I have a couple drinks, just try to get a good buzz. Either just watch some YouTube or play games, or I'll hop in a PlayStation party and talk with like Austin, my cousin Isaiah, or whoever wants to talk with me, and just have a good time and shit. And that's kind of just it's how I've always really been when I drink. I've never really been like, well, I can't say that I've never done it, but I really would never was that person to like sit around at home and drink and get depressed and fucking cry and be like mad at the world and everything, like how my brother and some of my friends would be and stuff like that. No, even if I was drinking on my own, I was still having a good time. Like that's one thing when I lived with my old roommate Tyler, he almost always had to have alcohol in our apartment, and I was fine with that. And one rule that he had for me that was a cool rule, he's like, whatever alcohol I get, doesn't matter if it's a bottle of liquor or if it's like a 6 or 12 pack or 24 pack of beer or whatever the fuck it is, he's like, you can drink half of it. But he's like, the other half leave for me. He's like, if you ever drink over half of my liquor and stuff like that, when I gave you this rule, he's like, you will be buying me another bottle of liquor or you'll be buying me another 6 pack of beer, 12 pack, whatever it was. And I always respected that, and I was the same way with him. If I ever get any alcohol, it's the same deal. Or anything, I was like, you can drink half of it too, and that's how we always were, and we always respected each other's, rule on that and stuff. So there'd be times where he'd be at work and I wouldn't, and I remember there was one time and stuff like that. I drank. I woke up at about 11 or noon and I woke up, took a shower, ate, and then did a couple things. I started drinking about 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm not much of a beer drinker. I never have been, but it was just one of those days that it was just going down like water. I probably drank about at least 8 beers, but I think it was anywhere from like 10 to 12 within just like a couple hours time. Tyler got home a little early around that time. He got back from work around like 7 or 8 o'clock. And by the time that he got back home, I was fucking demolished. I was sitting in my room watching fucking YouTube, or maybe I was just playing like COD Zombies or something, because it's when Black Ops 4 came out, so I might have been playing that. Comes in and stuff, and I have my door open, and I'm just playing Zombies or listening to music or whatever. He comes in, he's like, "Yeah, you having a good, looks like you're having a good time, man. Like pretty good day and stuff like that." Thomas like, "Yeah, yeah." And stuff and everything. He's like what, you been smoking, like you've been drinking or something like that? And I told him, I was like, go look in the fridge. He had a 30 pack, so I drank, like I said, I drank 10 and stuff, and the rest of the beers I was going to leave for him, or if he ever wanted to sit down and drink with me or something like that and said I could have more beers, I would. But those 10 to 12 beers that I drank that day, I was like, nope, that's it. I drank probably more than I should have, but like I said, it was the rule, he said I can drink half of it, so half of a 30 pack, I could have drank 15 beers that day, and knocked it off there. But no, I drink like 8 to at most 12 beers, and that's more than I normally drink and shit. But I told him, I was like, go look in the fridge and stuff, and he saw that like a good amount of the beer was gone. He's like, how many beers did you drink while I was at work? Told him, I was like, hey, you gave me the rule that I can drink half. I didn't even do that. I told him, I was like, at most I drank like 12 beers. It's like, damn. He's like, I think the most I ever sat down, and I'm a big dude. I think I might have sat down at most and drank like 8 beers within a day or something like that. And he's like, dude, you're skinny. He's like, you're 120 pounds. He's like, how do you drink that much? I'm like, I don't know. I just have my dad's genetics on that part. My dad was like around my age or even younger and stuff, and weighed around 120, 110 pounds, dripping wet. And he would fucking go to places with like a 36 pack or whatever, a fucking beer, and drink ink all on his own, that 36 pack of beer, and then would be drinking other shit on top of it, and somehow wouldn't get alcohol poisoning like I did. That's just how I am. Sadly, I'm not that way much anymore. I've tried to, even here, I've tried to sit down and even with my rum and just drink and drink and drink and see how much I can. And there's been a couple times here where I've gotten pretty fucking drunk. But even if I tried, I don't think I can get as drunk as I used to when I was younger. Just because, I'm older, my tolerance is not as low as it used to be and stuff like that. But just also my stomach, like after maybe at least like 4 to 5 mixed drinks I drink with my rum or something like that, and it kind of starts killing my stomach for a little bit, and I kind of just have to like slow down if I want to continue to drink or whatever. But so last things I gotta say, I'm gonna say what I think about alcohol and everything. Like I was talking about, alcohol is different for everyone. Alcohol can, agree with some people, and some people it can't. If you're one of those people that gets like too depressed or too angry or violent or whatever and stuff like that when you drink, you should not fucking drink. Like if you're my brother or something like that, don't drink. But if you're someone like me or an average person where you just like to, kick back a couple drinks, maybe go to a bar, even if you don't go to a bar, and you just chill by yourself or chill with your friends in your apartment or your house or whatever you own and stuff like that, and just have a good time, vibing and shit, then drink. But alcohol, if you get addicted to it, like really bad, alcohol can be so much worse than any drugs. It can kill you like so bad. It can fuck up your liver, your stomach, so much shit, everything. So even if you do want to drink and have your fun and everything, stuff like that, please be smart, watch yourself. Don't drink and drive, don't fucking, unless you're with friends or something like that, and people can watch you and you're not being stupid. Don't fucking drink and be walking around fucking town trying to get into fucking mischief, or even if you don't want to get mischief and you're just like, oh, I want to go have fun and stuff like that and go to a park or something like that. Just don't. Just fucking stay home, have fun, do your thing. Don't go into trouble. There's been so many of my past friends and stuff like that have done that. They're drinking with some people, and there's like a couple people that are sober. They're like, oh, I want to go have some fun. Like, can we go fucking hang out at a park or go down to Riverside or something like that? And then they'll go down to Riverside and they feel like they're having fun or something like that. And then they'll just get pissed off at some point or something like that, or they'll get into a fight someone downtown and they'll end up in fucking jail. It's like alcohol can be bad for some people. That's why it's like, just watch yourself, don't drink too much, and just try to have fun with it.